Love. Love, the earth-shattering emotion, hard to explain, just like the ocean, deep and wide with complexities many of us fear, yet fills our fantasies. Like a roller coaster with ups and downs, walking straight then spinning around. Comfort, excitement, a thrill and belong, lift you up and can make you strong. Adrenaline pumping with bated breath, reach for the stars, there's nothing left. Eternal happiness, joy and content, all of the misery just upped and went. Warm and self-worth, value and loyalty, all of these things is what love means to me. Sensual, caress, sweet smells, oils and more, it's the sort of love we look for. Long-standing, always there no matter what may be. The forever love is what is in me.
Love was also recently written, actually, in terms of my definition of recent, i.e., within the last year. And it is so different to what I had in my head about love as a child growing up. There was no sort of downs in the word love. It was all sort of, I suppose, my concept of love was all sort of la-di-da and very fairy and everything good. So, now as a 43-year-old young looking lady, my definition of love is very, very realistic and very real. And obviously having gone through and experienced love in its wholesome way, whereby, you love someone unconditionally, you expose yourself. When you love someone, you are exposed. And you're taking a risk with your feelings. You are opening your heart and you actually become vulnerable and you can be hurt. And love, the poem Love just demonstrates that, whereby, it is a roller coaster. And to be honest, for me, to actually demonstrate and evidence love is that actually the downs is when you know that somebody loves you. I mean, I could talk about, automatic love where, which isn't really gonna, I think, evidence love in the sense of, my mum, my children, my siblings. I'm going to talk about love, about friendship. And I can definitely tell you now, for me to be 43 years old and tell you that I know that I am loved, you have to understand that I definitely feel blessed by saying that. And I remember that there was a situation where I was very, very unwell and I had my last daughter who, again, I was raised a Christian, so please forgive me when I say things like, thank God and the things, and that I'm blessed. But I am blessed to be here. In fact, it's a miracle that I am here, but I was actually told by consultants that there was no way I was going to carry that child for 9 months and live, having the fact that I had high blood pressure and a multifibroid uterus, and it being a fourth cesarean. But I had complications after having my daughter, and it meant that I was back at one of the hospitals in London when she was several days old, and they found what they called a cerebral hemorrhage in my womb. And I sat there in that waiting room knowing and definitely believing that if they brought me back into that theatre, there was no way I was coming out. And I sent a message to my friends, and not all of them actually read that message, but there was one of my friends who read that message. And she interpreted that message as I had written it. And the interpretation was that I love you, and goodbye.
Like a roller coaster with ups and downs, walking straight then spinning around. Comfort, excitement, a thrill and belong, lift you up and can make you strong.
Yes, love. When I speak about, it being a roller coaster, spinning us around, not knowing where we are sometimes. And then within that roller coaster, the sense of love actually makes you feel like you belong. When I was very, very sick, and I was actually brought back to one of the London hospitals after I had my last child, I actually sent out a message to my friends, and most of the friends that I sent it to, there was only one of those friends who actually read that message and interpreted it in the way that I had sent it. And that message was sent to say that I love you and goodbye. Because at that point in time, I thought that they were going to take me into the theatre, and I really did believe that if they had taken me into the theatre, that I was not going to come out. Luckily for me, they decided to treat me in a different way. The consultant himself said that I was at high risk, and they were going to send me away with various medication and so forth. And I remember walking out of the hospital in a lot of pain, but feeling like I had been given my life again. Probably like, being raised from the dead almost. And as I was walking out, my friend was coming in. And I said to her, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here?" And she said, "Simply this, I got your message." And that was it. And in that, you don't tell me that's not love. That's love.